Hi, welcome back to CS170. We're working on Excel. Last we left off, we were on relative versus absolute reference. So what I was showing you with formulas before, all of these are relative reference. And what relative reference means is that you see these D5s like this, it's your cell is relative to that. That means when I copy it down, you can see it adjusts to those different numbers, right? So I think I mentioned that before too. So when you refer to the one cell from the cell that you're coming from, you're always going to be thinking about it relative, right? And we'll do more with that later, okay? But this is a big highlight right here. So as the formula changes from one to another, like when I copy it from one to another, as I said, you can see it changes like that. Okay, so here we still have relative, right? So just like what I was showing you before, you can see here's on H, and then it's relative to this F2 number. And then when you copied it down, you can see it went to F2, F3, F4, F5. So it's always keeping the same relative formula when you copy the formula down, okay? And so we've been doing that already for the last couple of videos where we've had formulas that are relative, okay? So then what does that mean for absolute? Absolute means you just basically keep it fixed, okay? And how you do that is with this dollar sign here. All right, so it'll always stay there. And you remember, you have two dimensions when it comes to Excel, right? You have this, these are all the different columns coming across, and then these are all the rows going this way, right? So it's two different dimensions, and that, you know, basically any two cells. So let's say this is F1, right? F, and then the 1, F2, so on and so forth, right? So here you see F2, right? That means no dollar sign. That means every time you refer to it, it's going to keep on changing if you copy and paste it down. When I put the dollar sign, that means the F will stay there, right? But the row will keep on changing if you copy it down. And then vice versa, you can put a dollar in front of the 2 to keep that fixed, and the F can change. And then if you put dollar $F, dollar $2, both of them will stay the same, okay? So this goes into sorting, but I'm going to show you what that really means. So let's say I come up with a number, 100. Okay, and what cell is this? This is C13. Okay, so let me do equals this times this times that. All right, now you look at this, C15, D15, C13. That's all relative. Okay, but now I'm going to change this to be a dollar sign, and I'm going to change that to be a dollar sign. Okay, and by doing that, that means I'm keeping this anchored. When I copy these down, this is going to stay the same. So I'm going to take this all the way down, like so, and see that C13 stayed the same. But these are relative reference, and they're going to keep on changing as I copy down. Okay, so hopefully I give you a good example of what the absolute versus relative means. Okay, so we'll see that in some of our assignments later on. Sorting, it's as what you might imagine it to be. You can sort up or down, whether it's an alphabet or a string, and a number. Okay, so let me see here. Let me clear this guy. And Okay, so you might have seen what I just did there, where I took these two, 100 and 200, and by me dragging it down, Excel kind of saw the pattern there and said I should make this 300, 400, 500, and 600. Okay, so that's kind of one of the nice things with this. Let me do this, and okay, just for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to do that. And then on the data, I'm going to do this. Here. Oh, actually, I already put these in order, so let me do this one here. So here's your sorting. You can do sort smallest to largest or vice versa. So let's do that. And so this whole section here all got sorted. Okay. So by sorting this, all of the other rows that go along with it also moved up or down with it, just like that. Because you remember all of this was order 100 down to 600. Okay, so you can see all of that. Obviously, it doesn't really work that way just because I have all of these guys here, but just for the sake of this example, it's just to show you some sorting here, what you can do. So we did some accumulating, which was the sum, counting max and min, right? So let's do max. And you remember, you have this like little hint thing as you're putting stuff in. Here, highlight this, close, and you get that equals min. Something like that. Let me do this. You can see I highlighted this, and you get this at the bottom, which can be helpful too. So you have the count, average, and sum down here. And you have a few more of these you can try on your own. Put some numbers into a sheet and do these type of things. Count A, count blank, and count if, right? Try to use the little helper to tell you what to do, like that. So I'll leave this as part of your extra credit to try to do examples of these on your Excel sheet. Put it together, throw some numbers together, and try to use these different functions on your own and show me what you come up with. Okay, and they also have some explanation of it here too. So take a look at that. Think on the if question. I'm going to save that for another video along with the chart. All right, so I'll save those two for another video, the if and the charts. All right, thanks.